We all love the Lord of the Rings trilogy and it's one of my favorite fiction book. Here are 20 interesting facts about the Lord of the Rings. 1. The Lord of the Rings is a fantasy novel written by J.R.R. Tolkien and consists of 3 parts, The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King. 2. Tolkien spent over a decade creating the intricate world of Middle-earth, complete with its own languages, maps, and detailed histories. 3. The story of The Lord of the Rings takes place in a time long before our own, in a fictional world populated by elves, dwarves, hobbits, wizards, and many other fantastical creatures. 4. The character of Gandalf the Wizard was initially inspired by the Norse god Odin. 5. J.R.R. Tolkien was good friends with fellow author C.S. Lewis, who wrote the Chronicles of Narnia series. They both belonged to a group of writers called the Inklings. 6. The character of Gollum, known for his split personality and obsession with the One Ring, was created by Tolkien as an embodiment of greed and corruption. 7. The language spoken by the elves in the books, called Sindarin, is based on Welsh and incorporates Tolkien's own invented grammar and vocabulary. 8. The One Ring, which plays a central role in the story, has the inscription in the Black Speech of Mordor, "One ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them." 9. Tolkien's books have sold over 150 million copies worldwide and have been translated into more than 40 languages. 10. The Lord of the Rings was adapted into a highly successful film trilogy directed by Peter Jackson. The movies won a total of 17 Academy Awards. 11. The film trilogy was filmed in New Zealand, showcasing its stunning landscapes and making it a popular tourist destination for fans of the books and movies. 12. Viggo Mortensen, who played Aragorn in the films, kept the shards of the sword and Durrell as a memento after filming. 13. Liv Tyler, who portrayed the elf princess Arwen, had never read the books before being cast in the films. 14. The iconic line "My Precious" was improvised by actor Andy Serkis, who portrayed Gollum in the films. 15. The New Zealand government created a position called the Minister of the Rings to handle the increased tourism resulting from the movie's popularity. 16. Many of the actors in the films got tattoos to commemorate their time on set. The actors playing the 9 members of the Fellowship got the word 9 tattooed in Elvish. 17. The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King became the first fantasy film to win the Academy Award for Best Picture. 18. Tolkien wrote an extensive backstory to Middle-earth called the Silmarillion, which delves into the creation myths and history of the world. 19. The author's inspiration for the Hobbits came from the countryside of England, particularly the area known as the West Midlands. 20. Tolkien initially wrote The Lord of the Rings as a sequel to his earlier book, The Hobbit, but it grew into a much more complex and epic tale. These facts should provide some interesting insights into the world of The Lord of the Rings and its adaptations, appealing to fans of the books and films. Fans' fiction and theories. Here are some wild and intriguing facts and conspiracies surrounding The Lord of the Rings. 1. Some fans believe that the character Tom Bombadil, who appears briefly in the books but was omitted from the films, is actually the most powerful being in Middle-earth. They speculate about his origins and his potential connection to the Valar, the godlike beings in Tolkien's mythology. 2. There is a theory known as the Gandalf is actually a Balrog theory, suggesting that Gandalf and the Balrog he fights in the Fellowship of the Ring are the same type of being. According to this theory, Gandalf is a fallen angel who was sent back to Middle-earth after his confrontation with the Balrog. 3. Some fans believe that the story of The Lord of the Rings is an allegory for World War II and that various characters represent real-life figures. For example, Frodo represents Tolkien himself, while Gollum represents the corrupting influence of power. 4. One conspiracy theory suggests that the One Ring is a metaphor for nuclear weapons, with its ability to destroy and corrupt those who possess it. This theory draws parallels between the destructive power of the ring and the devastating impact of nuclear weapons. 5. There is a belief that J.R.R. Tolkien's writings were influenced by his experiences as a soldier in World War I. Some fans see parallels between the battles and themes in The Lord of the Rings and Tolkien's own war experiences. 6. The character of Aragorn was inspired by the legendary figure of King Arthur. Some theorists speculate that Tolkien intended Aragorn to be a modern-day incarnation of King Arthur, leading the fight against evil in Middle-earth. 7. There is a theory that the Ents, the tree-like creatures in the story, were inspired by Tolkien's love for nature and his concern about deforestation during the Industrial Revolution. 8. The Eye of Sauron, a powerful symbol in The Lord of the Rings, has been associated with the concept of the all-seeing eye and conspiracy theories about surveillance and control by secret societies or governments. 9. Some fans speculate that the Ents are connected to the ancient mythological figure of Yggdrasil, the world tree in Norse mythology. They believe that the Ents are guardians of the natural world, similar to Yggdrasil's role in maintaining the balance of the cosmos. 10. There is a conspiracy theory that claims J.R.R. Tolkien was part of a secret society known as the Inklings, which included other famous authors such as C.S. Lewis and Charles Williams. These theorists propose that the Inklings were custodians of hidden knowledge and used their writings to convey esoteric messages. This audio file was created by Panopreader Basic. You can download it at panopreader.com.